So this is the Apple Pencil. I watched Apple introduce a pencil, and the thing that excited me is how they made an effort to reduce input lag by having the iPad scan for the input from the pencil 2 times as often compared to when you're using your finger. This should in theory be a big improvement from all the other styluses, which are hampered by the fact that they are quite laggy and feel more like you're poking at some glass rather than writing on your iPad with a pen. So I've been playing with it over the past few days, and it's not perfect, but it works really well. When a stylus has too much lag, the illusion of actually drawing on the screen starts to break down. You can see in this next clip from Microsoft Research, I'll put a link below, you can see that as the latency decreases, it feels more and more like you're interacting with the object on the screen rather than poking at some glass. I did some latency tests by just drawing some lines slowly and then quickly, and the iPad keeps up quite nicely. In this next clip, I've slowed down the video so you can get a closer look at how well the inking keeps up with the pen. The lag is almost imperceptible, and that's what really helps make the pencil feel real. The pencil is quite accurate as well. You can see here that I'm able to write quite small. And also, given there is only a tiny gap between the glass and the LCD, you can predict quite well where the inking will happen. The pressure sensitivity works about as good as other styluses. Nothing impressive, but it works quite well. I did some other tests just on various different apps. It's quite obvious that Apple's Notes app is making much better use of the hardware. The other apps have more noticeable latency. It's probably a matter of those app developers needing to update their apps to take advantage of the new Pencil APIs. I found this stylus has some really compelling use cases when marking up documents, especially with the excellent palm rejection. You can really just treat the iPad like it's a sheet of paper. This is really useful when you're doing side-by-side apps, and you can pretty much put your hand on one app while you're writing in the other one, and it really is able to tell what you're trying to do and is able to predict that quite accurately. So you're not accidentally writing on the app that you're just putting your hand on, and you're actually writing on the app that you actually want to write on. The pencil also feels quite nice in the hand. It's got a nice weight and grip to it, and it's got some nice extra touches as well. For one, it's weighted on one side only, so that when it's rolling around on the desk, it naturally lands in a way that the Apple logo is always facing up. And it's also got this little disc at the very top of the pencil that kind of spins as you're fiddling with it, so it's good for those people who are fidgety and get bored. I really like these little touches that you find in Apple's products. As for the iPad Pro itself, it's big. It's really big. And you really have to feel it in your hand to realize just how big it is. But it's also really fast, and the speakers are awesome. I feel like the best use case though, ironically, is actually on a desk. It's like the new desktop computer. If you try and hold this thing, your arms will get tired. So all in all, this is a really good stylus, and the latency and accuracy are definitely good enough to make it feel like you're actually writing on paper.